Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having a great day in Jesus. We're going to look at how are the days shortened in the end time. You might say shortened. Well, it does seem like time's flying. I don't think that's what that means. But that's found in Matthew 24, beginning at verse 21. And it says this, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." Verse 22, "And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." Now, there's basically two interpretations of this. First is that the days will be cut short. And what that means is Jesus going to come. He's not going to allow more to come on us than that which we're able to bear, but he's going to come after a certain amount of time. If the days kept going and going and going, no flesh could be saved, but for the elect's sake, he's going to cut it short in righteousness. A short work will the Lord make on the earth. But now there is another explanation that actually may be a more biblical explanation, and it is found in Revelation chapter 8, verse number 12. I mean, it is in the end time. Revelation chapter 8, verse number 12. And it says this is with the fourth trumpet, the book of Revelation. You've already had the seven seals opened. Now the seven trumpets are sounding. This is the fourth of the seventh. And it says, "And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars." So smitten, what does this mean? The third of the sun's gone. Well, the earth's going to freeze to death. The moon, third part's gone. The tides are all going to be messed up. There's no flesh going to be saved. Third part of the stars. No, what does this mean? He explains it. "So as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise." So the very clear teaching of Revelation 8:12 is that the days, beginning with the fourth trumpet, to the end time are no longer going to be 24 hours. They're going to be 16 hours. They're going to be shut up, by a third. They're going to be cut by a third. So they're going to be 16 hours long. So tribulation days, or at least a certain point in the tribulation, on to the coming of Jesus, the days are only going to be 16 hours. There's no other way to interpret this. I've given it to friends, like they've never heard that before. And I'm talking about really good, astute biblical scholars on a ton of areas, just great guys and great, scriptorians and bibliologists and all this. And so I'll say, explain. They're just like, nah, it doesn't mean that. And I'm like, okay, so what does this mean? So as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it. So you're missing a third part of the day. And the night, likewise, you're missing a third part of the night. There's no other explanation. So except those days be shortened. Now, it very well could be that he shortens them, that he's coming, after 1,290 days after the revealing of this, or 1,335 days after the Antichrist reveals himself in the temple and all this. Could mean that, but it seems like that's pretty done. It seems like those days are only going to be 16 hours long. If you've got a real explanation, and you've actually watched the video, I invite you to comment down below. We get so many people comment that don't even watch the videos. It's very obvious by their comments. But that's how the days are short. Now you might say, Pastor Waldron, scientifically, how would that work? I'd guess the Earth's going to have to speed up on its axis. And then Revelation seems to say that it's going to reel to and fro as a drunken man, and that could very well happen. You might say, well, Pastor, I don't know that we could live. It's already moving. Isn't it moving like 800 miles an hour? So wouldn't it have to be moving 1,200 miles an hour? With God, all things are possible. If Joshua can say, day stand still, and the day can stand still, yeah, God can do this for a few months, 3.5 years, or however long it is. So God bless. That is how at least it appears scripturally, and I am totally open to other understandings of this that are learned from the Bible, that appears how the days are shortened in the book of Revelation. God bless. Love you. I'll talk with you later in Jesus' name.